Before you take your first breath, you already know her voice. Not her face, not her touch, but her voice. You have been listening to it for months, muffled through warmth and water, the one constant sound in a world you have never seen. And then, in a single second, everything changes. The walls that held you close begin to press. The world you knew starts to end, and something entirely new is about to begin. The first thing that happens is pressure. Not pain, you have no reference for pain yet, just pressure, enormous and total, as if the universe itself is squeezing you forward. Your chest compresses. Your skull, still soft and pliable, shifts and molds like clay being pushed through a narrow passage. This is not random. Your bones were designed for exactly this moment. The plates of your skull overlap slightly, reshaping themselves to fit, then expanding back once you're through. Your body already knows what to do before your mind has a single thought to offer. The journey takes anywhere from minutes to hours. Time means nothing to you. There is only the push and the pause, the push and the pause, a rhythm that feels ancient because it is. Every human who has ever lived began exactly here. Then comes the cold. You have spent every second of your existence at a steady 98.6 degrees, suspended in perfect warmth, and the moment you emerge, the air hits your skin like stepping from a hot shower into winter. Your nerve endings, firing for the very first time, send a signal so loud and so sudden that your body does the only thing it knows how to do. You open your mouth. Your lungs, which have never once taken in air, inflate for the first time in your life, and you scream. Not because you are frightened, because you are alive, because your body is working exactly as it was built to. That cry is not distress. It is your first announcement to the world. It is the sound of a human being arriving. And somewhere above you, someone who has waited 9 months to hear, it starts to cry too. The light is the next thing that finds you. You have never seen light before, not real light. Inside the womb, the closest thing to it was a faint reddish glow when sunlight pressed against the outside world, like looking at your hand over a flashlight, warm and diffuse and distant. But this light, the light of the delivery room, hits your eyes like nothing your brain has a category for. Your pupils, tiny and newly exposed, constrict fast. You blink, you squint. The shapes around you are not shapes yet, they are blurs of contrast, shifting patches of light and dark, because the part of your brain that processes vision is still weeks away from being fully connected. You cannot see faces. You cannot see colors the way they truly are. What you can see is a face-sized oval of contrast at a distance of about 8 to 12 inches, which is exactly the distance between a mother's arms and her eyes when she holds you for the first time. That is not a coincidence. You were built to find her. But your eyes are the least of what is happening. Your skin is doing something extraordinary. For 9 months, it was coated in a waxy white substance called vernix, a natural barrier that protected you from the amniotic fluid surrounding you, kept you from absorbing too much, kept your skin intact and soft. Now it sits on you like a coat you no longer need, and as hands, warm, careful, deliberate hands, begin to dry you and wrap you, every single touch is a revelation. You have approximately 5 million sensory receptors in your skin, and every one of them is brand new. A blanket does not feel like a blanket to you. It feels like 1,000 separate points of pressure and warmth, each one a message your brain is frantically trying to translate. You are being flooded with information your mind has no language for yet. And underneath all of it, threading through the noise and the light and the cold and the touch, there is something familiar, a heartbeat, not yours, hers, pressed against your ear as she holds you close, steady and low and constant, the same sound that was the ceiling of your entire world just minutes ago. You go still, you know that sound. Your first hour outside the womb has a name that most people never hear. It is called the golden hour, and what happens inside it will shape the architecture of who you become in ways that no one will be able to fully measure. Your body is running on a cocktail of hormones unlike anything it will ever produce again in quite this concentration: oxytocin, adrenaline, cortisol, all flooding your system simultaneously, keeping you alert, keeping you present, locking this moment into something deeper than memory. You will never consciously remember this hour, but some part of you will carry it forever. Your hands are curled, not because you are cold, not because you are afraid, but because you still carry the reflex of something ancient, the same grip that allowed your distant ancestors to cling to their mothers without being put down. You wrap your fingers around hers without deciding to. Your palm closes on her finger and holds with a strength that shocks her every time because you are so small and yet so certain. You are not reaching for her. You already found her. Your sense of smell is the sharpest tool you have right now. Your vision is still a watercolor blur. Your hearing is muffled, the fluid in your ears still draining, sounds arriving to you wrapped in gauze. But smell is a direct line. The scent of your mother's skin, specifically the area around her chest, has been calibrated by biology to match the scent of the amniotic fluid you just left behind. It is the same, deliberately precisely the same, so that you do not feel lost. So that the transition from one world to the next carries one continuous thread of something that means safety. You turn your head toward that scent without being taught. Your mouth opens. This is called the rooting reflex, and it is older than language, older than thought, a piece of code written into you before the first human being ever walked upright. Your body knows how to survive before your mind knows anything at all. And then she says your name. You cannot understand it. You have no concept of names, of identity, of self. But her voice, that voice you have known longer than you have known anything, wraps around that sound and delivers it directly to something inside you that responds before reason can intervene. You turn toward her. Not because you were told to, because she is yours, and you are hers, and some wordless, boneless, breathless part of you already knows it. Think about where you started this story. A single second where pressure became air, where darkness became light, where a world of warmth and water collapsed into something vast and loud and cold and overwhelming. You arrived with nothing, no language, no memory, no map. And yet you knew her voice. You found her scent. You held her finger like you had been practicing, because in every way that mattered, you had been. This is what the first hours of a human life actually look like from the inside. Not the monitors, not the paperwork, not the photographs taken by trembling hands. The real story is quieter than all of that and more profound than any of it. It is a person arriving. It is a bond forming in real time, stitch by invisible stitch, built from heartbeats and skin, and the specific weight of being held by someone who would do anything to keep you safe. You did this. Every person reading this, every person who will ever read this, began here. In the blur and the cold and the noise, reaching for something familiar in a world that was entirely new. And someone held you, and you went still, and that was enough. That was everything. If this made you see the world differently, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And subscribe. Every week we go deeper.